What are you happiest about Katie Lou's performance today? 7 steals, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. She did a few other things, and I guess when she does those things, the points tend to come.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that the way the game started out, you know, didn't look like she was having the kind of movement that I would have liked or that she would have liked, and it took us a little bit of time to get on track, but she makes it happen so quickly and so effortlessly at times. And I think getting out in transition really helped. The steals were, that's not something that she generally does. I mean, we don't look to Lou to get us 5 or 6 steals a night. That's usually Gabby's territory or Kia's. And, so the fact that she got involved in a whole bunch of things is really good for her. You know, it's a couple of games in a row now where she's really been aggressive, and you know, she's getting better. She's getting better as a basketball player.
She said yesterday, Geno, that she's seen a big improvement in her toughness, her mental toughness this year. You see that? I mean, she started 0 for 5 today and still ends up with over 30 points.
Yeah, I mean, to start 0 for 5 and then, you know, finish 11 for 18. That's pretty efficient, I would say. And I think sometimes when you're labeled a shooter, and if that's what you consider yourself, and you don't make a couple, you've got 2 ways that you can go. If you panic because you're used to them going in and you react negatively, it's gonna be a long night for you. If you understand that the best shooters in the world miss half of them. So, you know, as long as we're getting you good shots, that's all that matters.
Geno, has she embraced that part of her game, that broadening of her offensive game from last year where she was more post-up? Or is it looks like it comes easier, but the pull-up jumper is to go into the hoop?
Yeah, she's always aspired to be more than, you know, people labeled her a shooter, and she's always done more. When I saw her play in high school, she was always capable of doing more. You know, we have a couple things that we run for her to get her, move in and get her into different spots, but you know, a lot of that stuff she just has to read it herself, and she's gotten really much better at fighting through, you know, whether it's a certain kind of defender or a certain kind of situation that they're trying to push her into. She's gotten way better at going to get the shot she wants instead of the one they want her to take.
You guys seem to be very aggressive, jumping up, going after steals. Is that a point of emphasis, or is it just the players taking it upon themselves to do more of that?
For the most part, these last, you know, 4 or 5 days, you know, we tried to harp on it a little bit more about getting into passing lanes and creating some more opportunities for ourselves defensively, and we have to, you know, we're walking a fine line, as you saw today. We want to be aggressive. We want to get out there and try to create some transition baskets for ourselves. And at the same time, we got to be careful. You know, when you get a game that's called the way today was called, you know, all of a sudden you're forced to play differently, and we can't afford to be as aggressive as I'd like us to be, because we get the wrong guys going to the bench with fouls. We're not a very good team, to say the least.
You know, were you surprised how many points that you got in the paint early in the half?
Well, you know, it's funny. They played a lot of zone. I would say probably 90% of the game they played zone. And usually when teams do that, they are packing it in the lane, and they're not letting you score in the lane when teams do that. But for some reason, their zone left a lot of openings on the perimeter, and we don't ever want to be just one way, you know. we have 64 shots and 16 threes, you know, we probably want to take a third of our shots from the three-point line, so that usually comes out to about 20, but during the transition period, there were a lot of opportunities to throw the ball in the post, and that's still the best play in basketball, you know, a layup. And whenever you're doing both, you know, you're getting enough touches in the lane and you're getting enough threes. That's a tough combination for the other team.
Is this the key and nurse you expected to have all season, Geno? She just looks like she's in the right place right now.
Yeah, we're lucky. She's a competitive kid, you know. She plays so hard. She wants to be really good. You know, she doesn't get many breaks either in practice or in a game, and yet there was that one turnover, and I know she was tired because she hadn't been out of the game yet at all, and yet Lou threw a pass that was not a great pass, and Kia had to sprint to run it down and still got a layup. That's her competitiveness. I mean, and right now she's in a good place right now. She's you know, she's not trying to do too much, and she's not carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. You know, she's just playing and having fun.
Pretty big crowd for you today. You haven't played a lot of games here because of kids being off from school. But
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see. Felt like the old days, you know, when you get that many people in. And it's probably a function of the schedule. You know, obviously we haven't played here since December 1st, so that's unusual. But Neil and I were talking the last couple of years, if you put together enough Saturday, Sunday games in the afternoon, and you know, you're going to get a lot of people come to the games. And we try really hard to do that, to get early starts on Saturday and Sunday. And if we can get even more of those, I think the crowds will be just like this every weekend, with more of a challenge during the week, I understand. But it doesn't even matter who the opponent is, actually, on weekends. You know, we're able to get that kind of turnout. The fans were great, you know, and I hope we can just keep adding to that. You know, next weekend we play at the XL Center, and I think that game's at noon. It's even earlier next Saturday, so I hope we get a huge crowd for that. And hopefully, you know, it'll keep building.
Other than her getting in foul trouble, you were happy with the way Fisa played today?
Yeah, I mean, Fisa plays the same way every day. It's just a matter of how many opportunities does she get. And she didn't get as many today as she's gotten in the past. But it's like you know, a broken record with her. It's just keeps going and going and going, just keeps playing. She just runs to the same spots every game. She catches it, takes the same shots every game, and probably less opportunities today because they sat in that zone. But I don't know what her shooting percentage is for the season, but I bet you it's the highest on the team. She's very, very, very efficient. So today was just no different.
To follow up on the question, Key, like I remember, you know, watching SMU Tulsa and thinking, boy, she's been pretty solid, you know, really solid. And then you look at her numbers and they're not that great. Where, you know, just that where she is mentally, and I think back to the Maryland game, that she was the calmest
Yeah.
when they were making the run. Her growth, I guess, mentally, or to be where she is, because she might not even have been there 2 months ago. I don't know how you feel, but.
Yeah, I mean, she's had a long couple of years, you know, from not just, you know, playing for us freshman and sophomore year, but never really getting a complete breakaway from it with their national team duties with the Canadian national team, and And at the same time, she had the surgery that kept her out for a long time. So there hasn't been like an easy stretch for her. So it's been tough physically, it's been tough mentally on her, and it was a big struggle at the beginning of the season. Big struggle. And little by little, she's kind of fought through it. Even today, we're just trying to slow everything down for her. She wants it so bad, so quickly, that when we slow things down for her, she creates a lot of things at both ends of the floor.
Did you try to take too much on, you think, early in the season?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. We graduated 3 great players. She's the only returning starter. Well, Lou, but she just felt like I have to. And we didn't really talk about it that much, but there was this feeling like she was trying to be Tuck, Stewie, and Mariah all in one, and that's just a lot on one player. So I think when it dawned on her little by little that, don't worry about it, we got 4 guys that are pretty good. So don't feel like you have to be more than what you are. Just be yourself, and she makes a lot of stuff happen for us.
She's become
Time for a couple more.
pretty good outside shooter, so she's been consistent. Is that something that you tried to emphasize with her? Because she said she never really thought of herself as like a three-point shooter.
Yeah, she was like a pass first.
Right.
That kind of was her role all the time. And I guess, even with the national team, when you're the youngest player on the team, you're not going to go out there and fire up shots. But I think the past year has given her a lot of confidence, and she spends a lot of time, as do those other guys, working on it during practice and after practice, and she does have a certain comfort level with it, and so do we. So we encourage her to take as many as, it was amazing last year, just how many open threes she got. We would say all the time, how the hell does a ball find her all the time? And it just does. Now, especially with Lou and Fisa, all the attention that they draw, she just gets a lot of shots.
She's got selfishness about her that she doesn't ever seem to force stuff and allows
Right.
the other stars on your team to thrive. How important do you think it is for their development that she didn't come back thinking, okay, I'm a preseason player here, and come
Yeah.
watch me lead this team to a national championship?
Yeah, she tried to do some of that in practice, and you could see that she was struggling a little bit with how much do I need to do, and I think every player, as they get older, they want to do more. Every player's like that. They want to do more. She wanted to be, someone that would have a much bigger impact than she had last year. She wanted to be somebody that, her teammates could look to, and she was trying way too hard. She was. And now, she knows, if I pass the ball to Lou a lot, it's going to be all right, and I'm going to get a lot of shots, and if I throw it to Fisa a lot, it's going to be great, and I'm going to get a lot of shots too. And all I can say, she's in a good place right now. She's in a good place.
Everybody good?